Welcome, guys. How's it going? Yo. Average Chinese D4 player, no surprises. Oh boy. So it's 4 hours until the dev chat, huh? Alright. Yeah, I'm a bit late here today. Taking care of a bunch of stuff before PoE start. You're going like straight from the D4 blast to the PoE blast. Ugh. It's been a stressful month. Hi Blue Days, hi Nikon, David, Chico, Maple. Touched grass. I was not in fact touching grass actually. Hi Conciliere. I'm doing good. Hi Dictate. And Myers. I still need to go for the patch notes. So yesterday we watched like all of the videos and stuff, and there's like more creator videos maybe I want to check out at some point. But for now, I need to do this because there's probably a bunch of stuff that I've missed here. Been waiting for me to switch over to PoE 2. Yeah, I've been going ham on D4, right? And we're starting the prep a bit late, but it's fine. You know, we're gonna load up some PoE and it's gonna be good. Even if I don't have like super practice now or something, I'm playing SSF anyway, so it's fine to be a bit more chill. Hi Regen. Hi Falslife. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this. I'm not sure we're gonna go through everything in line because this is like fucking large patch notes. Although, if you exclude the bug fixes, maybe it's not too bad. Let's see. You have any build guide in PoE 2 soon? Yeah, I will probably try to prep something. At least I want to have a bit of a plan for myself as well, so then I can maybe talk about it. But we're not quite there yet. I think it'll be fine for 0.5. Yeah, it's also like a very long league, right? So we can play it later as well. Okay, so this is the overview here of the new stuff. Armors lower than level 55 gain Runic Ward with no downside. Armors above this level trade some of the regular base defense for Runic Ward. Interesting. So I wonder if we actually want to do it. But I guess Runic Ward will be extremely good for like evasion builds actually, right? So maybe I would actually do like, you know, crossbow merc and go like full evasion or something. Could be interesting. PV2 didn't do Ascendancy tier list. I wonder where Chronomancer ranks. I think Chronomancer is extremely good. Where did I post it? Wait, is it PV1 or 2? Yeah. Last minute changes. Martial Artist, Deadeye, Titan, Oracle, Pathfinder. Okay. They have Chrono in the middle. Okay. Spirit Walker also in the middle. Oof. Gemling D. Chaula D. What? I guess it's only until we see what Gemling actually does, and then it's gonna go straight to the top or something. Because we don't know. Interesting. I was thinking about trying Tactician. I actually haven't played a Tactician yet, so I'll see. Hi, Flabo. What build I'm going for? I'm going for crossbow, probably Galvanic. Unless I see some Giga nerf for it or something. And then we want to do some grenade action. Gonna play hardcore in PoE? Nah, hardcore is gonna be suicide. With like, you know, this much new stuff and bosses and all that. So, We have to at least see it first. Gemling change is very interesting. Pretty sure Jungle will do some funny stuff for it. Yeah, in general, like, wait, do we have data mine already? Do we have like the new stuff? Let's see. Yeah, okay, so it's the new stuff already, right? You have the new tree and everything. Okay. Alright. Anyway, I want to go for the patch notes before we look at like planner and everything, so let's just do that. There's certainly a lot of interesting little details that we have to check out, like this, for example. It's kind of important to know. And that's only something you find here. Runic wards regenerates independently of your life. And you saw it go up like very slowly. It takes like 10 seconds to come back or something, or is it like a fixed regeneration? Like ES is like percentage based. I'm not sure if Runic Ward is also percentage based. I guess it is. Yo, J Rockets. I'm Heavy Boy. And some bits on Pappy Smurf. Thanks, guys. He's so ready for tomorrow. Yo. I wouldn't mind like another 2 weeks of prep. But okay. It's gonna be fun. Unique armors above level 55 can still be required to modify defenses. I wonder how this will go with the Runic Ward. Kinda excited to try it though. Could be nice. Especially for like non-ES builds basically, right? It's mostly like a non-ES build thing. And the 15 meta crafting runes. So these are the ones where I can roll mini modifiers and stuff like that, I guess, right? And like the crossbow modifiers for gloves. It's gonna be kind of interesting to see what you can make of that. Kind of interesting idea. They outsocket something and then you can craft new stuff on it. It's a cool concept. I didn't see the Kagura skill gem season now. Having strong thoughts about starting PA2 for the first time. Yeah. I mean, you know, new league is always a good time to jump in. It's a big game at this point already, but, you know, you can just take it easy, take a build guide and follow, and try to learn the game. Okay, yeah, that's 23 Kalgoran skills, 7 Kalgoran supports. You have to check them out, so whenever we see them, I guess. There's now in the hub area ruins of King's March. Why is everything in ruins, man? Oriath is in ruins. King's March is in ruins. Rayclass seems like a dangerous place. Dreadclaw Infernalist. Yeah, I'm gonna start with crossbows, and then we're gonna see something later. Added 30 new endgame map areas. Damn, 30. I guess you're gonna see a lot of the Act 5 and Act 6 maps now, basically, already. Will I have to get a new character tomorrow, or can I play my current? Well, the point of a new league start is that you start a fresh character, usually, you know, and do a fresh playthrough. You can continue your old one if you really want to. But you're kind of missing out on the magic, you know? Bottom tree gets a nice buzz, crossbow login. Interesting. Added 40 plus ancient modifiers that have a chance to appear on any map outside the fortress. Cool. I saw there was like some stuff like the headhunters, you get like the headhunter effect. Just like makes it a bit more rich, I guess. New precursor towers have been added outside the fortress. I really wonder how this fortress stuff is gonna go. It's gonna be kind of exciting to try this out, I think. You know, it's actually like, it actually feels a bit like you're actually progressing, you know, through sort of like a campaign anyway, right? As you're in the endgame. And then you explore and stuff. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's gonna go really well, actually. Enjoy the pub tax. Well, if you play the #1 meta build, yeah, it's gonna be expensive. Okay, so Burning Monolith and Arbiter of Ash is in the fortress now as well. Okay. Quest versions of the Crisis Fragment have been added. The 2 Enigma Chambers. Ah, so that's what we saw in the on the site on the Atlas, the Enigma Chambers. But it's only 2, not 3. 2 new Citadel maps with 2 new bosses. A Job Kiesel, new Pinnacle boss. Okay. So it's 2 for the Arbiter of Ash and 2 for the other one. Kinda excited to see the new boss. Well, many bosses actually. I'll do SSF after all, Holy. I was thinking about trade a little bit, but SSF is getting better, so why would I go trade, basically, right? Okay, Doyani signs unlocked by clearing crafted Nexus. Hilda's hunting business unlocked by visiting Hilda's campsite, slightly southwest of a starting location on the Atlas. Jado is unlocked by completing an anomaly map near the starting location. Okay, southwest is Delirium. I'll do Softcore SF. I think like doing like hardcore SSF on the first character when it's like, I don't know, 10 new pinnacle bosses and whatever, it doesn't make much sense, right? Like, you're never really gonna learn the fights. Because you're only gonna murder them on like a super OP build. The damage and life bonus given to monsters on Delirium has been reduced. Interesting. Map boss delirium will always be 100% delirious. It would be nice to know how much delirium actually does. But it was like scaling like crazy. Call out mirror shots appear, walk into mirror shots to break them, activating the new encounters. Okay. There are 5 new elite delirium monsters, a new superior, loathsome mire. Those 2 new amulet base types. It's kind of interesting, the 2 instilled. So I guess if it has the 2 instilled ones, you can't instill it again yourself. So it's basically, you hope to get a good one, and then another one that costs you 1 stat. So I guess generally an instilled node is going to be better if it is something for your build. No, actually that's not true. You also lose the base affix, right? So you lose 1 affix and the base for a notable. But it's probably still a decent trade most of the time, if it's a good one. But yeah, I think the chances of actually getting an amulet that is like combining 2 useful things is extremely low. I think I'm probably talking about like a 1 in 50 for something that could be useful. Then it also kind of needs to hit a notable where you don't really care much about the small nodes, right? Because if it's like something that you would pick anyway, but then you get it on the amulet, but then there's like sometimes like really good small nodes, right? Okay, 200% delirium is crazy. Wait, where's the 200%? Ah, here. The Luminous has a chance to spawn grand mirrors on the Atlas or nearby map. Grand mirrors create a duplicate of the map boss. Okay, the Trial of Madness, the fog will spread from the map of your choosing, including unlocked Simulacrum, while inside the fog the entire map is delirious, starting at 10. Killing rare monsters map boss increase the delirious of all maps in the fog. On reaching 100%, the Simulacrum become available. The deliriousness can continue to be increased up to 200%. Yeah, so the thing is, like in the past at least, delirious, I think it was like additively stacking damage reduction up to like 96% or something, right? At 100% delirious. So basically everything became 25 times as tanky. So now it's changed, and I think it wasn't like that in PoE2 to begin with, but we don't know the formula, right? But now they reduced the scaling. But it could still be that, you know, basically going from 100 to 200% is like a ridiculous factor, you know, like a times 10 or something. I guess we'll see. It's probably something intended for like giga-juiced builds. Hi, Vienna boy. So Monogamous Upland is now a 7-wave encounter. Oh. So I guess it's only like 1 wave per zone. I think it's nice to make it a bit shorter. I hope that they got rid of the very small, tiny side area. There's always a struggle, man. Hi, Monkas. The maps around this location all contain breach encounters. Completing these maps points to Atlas Spree. So I guess you always have to go to like the actual breach hub to get craft on the tree, right? Now maybe it's gonna be like a waypoint on your waypoint options. Got 300 Paragon in the forest just in time. Yo, congrats, man. We need a better scuba. What's this? Great. What the fuck? Sure, I guess. I'm going Ice Shot Deadeye. Okay, who here is not doing Ice Shot Deadeye, guys? Where's the D4 stream? I think it's in 3.5 hours. Yo, Nova. Should usually gain, not lose 40, which is from Balok, from the class mechanic skill in the set. Looks like some Gorafa enjoyers. What are you guys playing? Jin, interesting. Jin was apparently pretty good in 0.4, right? I didn't try it. It's kind of interesting how the Breach Stone now just allows you to even run the Breach maps in the first place. So I guess you have to like randomly find breaches in your maps until you get a Breach Stone, and then you can actually like this Breach cluster of maps. You're chickening out, easy crossbow life. People saying crossbow got buffed. Why do you need to take the spinners for the tree to get a Breach down? I guess just for flavor and for lore or something. I don't know. Oh my god, man, there's so many bones here. What is happening? Nah, I'm not starting hardcore. I'll do it as softcore. The number one reason you've avoided PoE 2 and waiting for 1.0, you can play through the whole thing at once and probably be done with it. I mean, to be fair, even if you don't like PoE 2, playing through the campaign once is going to be a very good experience. And you can do that without buying the stash tabs, you know, once the game is free and all that. The campaign is actually legit, like a really good experience, I think. Yes, this is one Exile con. Gonna be fun. Okay. Let's go move this along a little bit here. There's all the stuff we saw in the preview, but let's see. While choosing maps for the Rite of Nameless, each map after the first will contain extra modifiers which affect the difficulty and rewards of the ritual on doing the rite. Ah, so there's actually already mods present. I was thinking, like, okay, for the Rite of Nameless, you probably just want to run like white maps or something at the end, so that you don't have like, you know, 6 bosses that like absolutely shred you. But I guess you have no choice. You no longer get offered ritual altar rewards after defeating King in the Mist in Act 1 Brave 1. That seems a bit strange. I guess it's because they didn't want to give you omens or uniques at that point. But I feel like at least they should show you like the mechanic, right? Okay, just give you like some rares or like you choose one rare item or something, right? Ritual is so Monka S now. Wait, why? They didn't actually change the encounters, no? Okay, you have like the multi-boss thing, I guess, but besides that, it's the same. Fate of the Val moving to core. Okay, let's see this. They didn't actually show anything about this. It sounds like it's gonna be extremely easy to actually fill out your Atlas passive trees, right? Like you just go there, run a few of the maps, and every map gives you like a point. Like previously it was like, okay, you know, you have to do the mechanic, then you have to do the boss, you have to do the boss on a higher difficulty, you have to do the boss on a higher difficulty. Now is like whatever league mechanic you want, you just get it, right? In like the first 30 maps or something. It's no longer possible to prevent a room being deleted from the temple. Rooms that must be deleted but have other connections will be turned into simple path rooms. This prevents the snake's strategy. Restricted rooms in the city's temple that are accessible always destabilize upon exiting the temple. Okay, I'm not sure what the restricted rooms are. At series temple medallions have their drop rate scaled to the number of paths in a temple. In addition to other rooms. Okay. So I guess now you have the option to either farm Aziri or like farm specific rooms and like upgrade into tier 4. I guess. That's basically how it's gonna go, I guess. I tried the temple a little bit, but didn't like it too much. So maybe it's better now. You can store 60 energized crystals. So each energized crystal is one run, right? Or how's that work? Hi, New Frontier. 0.5 is releasing at 10 p.m. CEST. Yeah, here it's gonna be 11. So tomorrow in 5 hours. CEST is Central European Summertime. It's 6 per run, 10 runs total. Ah, yeah, true. You had to do 6 encounters, and each encounter is 1 crystal, and then you can enter. Yeah, okay. And every time you can build 1 piece, right? kind of excited to try the like augmentation things, where you can like upgrade your limbs in a temple. I actually haven't done that in last league. Baal, Armors, Infusers, which can you apply to armor? Wait, what do the Infusers do? Glad to hear that, Ice Coffee. The number of crystals earned goes up with map tiers. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, if I do like 10 or 20 maps, and then do like a quick temple run for a few minutes, I guess that's kind of okay. I don't really want to spend too much time in a temple. So if I can make like a temple setup where, you know, I do it a little bit, like let's say 5% of the time, or maybe less, I'll be kind of happy with that. And still kind of get something out of it, I guess. Mal Infuser is higher qual or corruption. Ah, okay. $5 a.m. Saturday for you. Get up early. They killed snaking. Yeah, to be honest, I barely know the temple. I have not done much of it in last league, so I don't know. I guess there's gonna be like, you know, some rooms you really want to farm. Like, you know, is there like double corrupt? Or like gem corrupt? Like this kind of stuff? I'm not sure if this actually made it into the game now. But I guess this will be like some stuff. I guess besides that, like the augmentations for your character are pretty good, I guess, because it's just free power. 5 a.m. here for Japan. Damn, you live in Japan? I can watch the skill showcase in a moment. Yeah, this actually let me get a big change. I've seen the reveal stream, yeah. I just want to go for the patch notes because there's sometimes little details that they didn't mention. The Combinator has been disabled. So wait a minute, why are we farming Expedition now? If your Combinator is gone, and the rock crafting is shit, then what are we doing? Runes? Okay, the new league mechanic, I guess, right? But isn't that just like also like random encounters that you see in the maps anyway? Like rock crafting is also gone. Expedition has been temporarily disabled on standard leagues. It's on the reveal stream. Yeah, I mean, okay, I saw the explosion chains with the runes of Aldor and stuff, like the new stuff. But you also get the runes of Aldor encounters just like that, right? So you technically don't need Expedition for that, I guess. Unless there's some special ones they can only get from there. Okay, so there's no Recombinator and no rock crafting. Crazy. Yeah, I think they should have just made rock crafting good, honestly. I kind of liked rock crafting, but okay. Rock, Gwenin, Danek, I converted to non-interactable doodads. Reclaim expedition inventory chat. Okay then. Yeah, maybe the runes of outdoor stuff is good enough. We'll see. But personally, I'm a big fan of rock crafting. At least in PoE 1, I like doing it. In PoE 2, it was always just kind of shit. Oh, thank you, Vibes. You're excited to jump in and just experience everything. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like a whole new world in PoE 2 now. Even if I played before, it's gonna feel very refreshed, I guess. You can now zoom out slightly further on the Atlas screen. Holy man, we have the technology. I hope they improve the rendering of the Atlas though when you have a big Atlas. I guess generally your Atlas will not grow as much as it used to, because you're not gonna go like, you know, straight one line into one direction forever or something. Because you kind of go like all around the starting area. And then like 200 maps in, you actually start going infinite, kind of. So I guess it's gonna be better anyway. There are now 2 versions of each pinnacle boss, quest version and infinite farm version. Okay, so this means there's no more tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 actually. I guess that's good. Habits of the same type may now be used together to increase the amount of league content that is spawned. Oh, interesting. I wonder if we can get something like, you know, 6 rituals in one map or some shit. Bookmark this compass on Friday. I mean, really. Dude, don't you just see them from the start? Like, what is this? Oh my god, dude. Also, where's the expedition here? Isn't the expedition like in the south? Or southeast, I think they showed. That is absurd, I gotta say. Minute? Yeah. Okay. I can't, dude. Okay, can someone link the video for the gems? The Kalguran showcase? I'm just gonna wash my hand real quick. Now I want to scubaing here. Okay. Do we have a link? Okay,
Hi,
thank you.
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2.
Thank you.
The Runes of Elder contains remnant encounters that can grant you a huge variety of rewards. Among these are Kalguran skills, fusions of Kalguran rune shapes and Rayclast magic that are powered by your runic ward instead of mana. They also don't have attribute requirements, meaning they can be used with any class. You'll need...
Let's see this one. Repulsion. Target area and curse enemies with a Verisium rune, inflicting them fragility. Hitting these enemies causes the curse to trigger an explosion to deal in an area by significant knockback. With more stun build-up based on fragility on a target hit. And then Bitter Dead. Spend ward and target an area, transforming corpses into bitter cores.
Don't have attribute requirements, meaning they can be used with any class. You'll need to plan your ward costs around them, but with the right armor, and maybe a rune or two, you can augment your character with runic might, or even make a build dedicated to these new skills. Raise chilling volatile orbs with Bitter Dead, which spends ward to create chilling cores to seek out your enemies and explode them, also dealing damage and leaving behind a rune that deals cold damage over time.
It's like the volatile orbs basically, right? From PoE 1, but they're cold here.
Exploding the corpses of enemies after they're dead might feel a little ancient. Instead, detonate your foes while they're still alive, causing enemies hit with detonate living that are under the cull threshold.
What the fuck? Hitting enemy under the cull threshold causes them violently explode. That's great, actually. Detonate living.
To immediately explode. Detonate living that are under the cull threshold to immediately explode. Conductive Runes spends ward to create a number of runes in front of you. After armor...
Okay, spend runic ward to create a number of hazardous runes. Oh, so it's basically a minefield or something. Exploding to deal attack damage. And apply electrocution.
These hazardous runes will explode when stepped on by an enemy, dealing lightning attack damage and causing electrocution buildup.
I mean, this seems kind of like antithetical to like blasting through maps and stuff, right? But I think it's gonna be very useful for stuff like Ritual and even Breach and so on, right? Where stuff that just like runs and rushes at you. I think you just throw the stuff down, it's gonna be kind of good depending on the damage.
This skill excels in getting you out of your current predicament, incapacitating pursuers or getting you out of a tight corner. Runeforged Blade spends ward to make supported skills fire projectiles after fully armor breaking an enemy. Investing into projectile modifiers like Pierce or Chain will boost it even further.
Interesting.
Invest to make supported skills fire.
Okay, we saw this one, I think. Supports attacks use yourself, causing consume full armor broken. Fire a nova of runic projectiles at a cost of runic ward. Okay, cost 7 ward. The skill will copy the level of the gem it is targeted in. It fires in a circle. Okay, so basically, you shoot like a stun grenade into a pack with the armor break on stun. Everything is armor broken. And then you need like something that hits everything in the pack, right? Like you need some shotgun ability. This is blast for the entire pack. And kapow, basically. Sounds kind of nice, actually. For AoE, this sounds kind of insane. Now I wonder like if this is gonna do like some certain damage type. It says 150% attack damage, so it should work with like any element and all that, right? I would like this for spell totem. Yeah, this one looks very strong actually. And I mean, getting armor break is not very hard to get. Like if you play like a crossbow guy and you shoot a stun grenade into a pack, like any stun grenade with a bit of investment will instantly stagger them. And this can then break the armor, and then you can do this as a follow-up. And then you just need something for like for a single target basically.
Fire projectiles after fully armor breaking an enemy.
There's like many other ways to do this, I guess.
Modifiers like Pierce or Chain will boost it even further. Eternal March taps into your reserves of runic ward to instantly restore your dead minions to life.
Spends up to 853 runic ward to revive minions, with total maximum life equal to 20 times the runic ward spent. Huh. Interesting. Yo, Baron, thank you.
Use it as a panic button when a boss crushes your army into dust, or even provide more fuel for minion explosions. Just be careful, as spending this much ward will leave you vulnerable. If you want to cosplay a turtle without holding a pesky shield,
Channel to create a protective bubble all around you, blocking hits against you. While channeling the skill, damage you take from hits is also removed from runic ward and it cannot be light stunned. Blocking too much damage will heavy stun you. Okay, 100% increased stun threshold, lose runic ward on block equal to damage you took from that hit. You take 21% of damage on blocked hits. Requires at least 20% of maximum runic ward to be able to use the skill. Costs 13 watt per second. This seems extremely good, actually. What? This seems crazy good, actually. Like, you don't need any block investment, right? It's got guaranteed 100% block. You just hold this down and tank.
Runic Reprieve has you covered, literally. This channeled spell behaves quite similarly to raising your shield, blocking all hits you take.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It even protects your back. However, every time you're hit, your ward depletes, and you can't recover it while channeling. Additionally, every hit causes heavy stun buildup on you, just like raising your shield. Sometimes what's buried in the past can still hurt you. Fragments of the Past creates a Verisium volcano, which spews ice fragments around you for a duration.
You'll be able to get gear, runic ward, or runecraft on gear. Yeah, you can like make anything into some ward basically. And this one costs like 13 per second or something. How much was that? 13 watt per second. That's not very much, right? Like most of the time you're not gonna channel this for very long. Like you're gonna have, let's say, 100 watt. You hold it down for like 1 or 2 seconds to like absorb a big slam. You don't have to roll anywhere and whatever, right? It's just like, boom. You take barely any damage, and there you go. Like for boss fights where you know what's coming, this is extremely strong.
Cover it while channeling. Additionally, every hit causes heavy stun buildup on you, just like raising your shield. Sometimes what's buried in the past can still hurt you. Fragments of the Past creates a Verisium volcano, which spews ice fragments around you for a duration.
They're bringing back all these PvE1 skills, but as like cold skills, I guess. Kind of interesting. There's like the volatile orbs, and now we have the volcano. Spend runic water to create a Verisium volcano that deals damage on the initial eruption and triggers ice fragments. Yeah, the ice fragments could be kind of interesting, right? There's like a bunch of interactions with that. Bows also have like this cold barrage thing, right?
This is an excellent way to augment.
Wait, this is attack based. Wait a second, this is not a spell.
Sometimes what's buried in the past can still hurt you. Fragments of the Past creates a Verisium
Yeah, this is an attack skill. Interesting.
volcano, which spews ice fragments around you for a duration. This is an excellent way to augment your ice fragment builds, complementing your Wolf's Cross Slash or a Freezing Salvo ice build, as well as
yeah, this one is what I meant. I think this should be kind of crazy, actually.
your ice fragment builds.
You just put down a
Complementing your
volcano.
Wolf's Cross
Can you have multiple of them? There's no cooldown. Limit of 1 volcano. I guess you can do 2 volcanoes and then go ham.
Slash or a Freezing Salvo ice build, as well as others. Try out these Kalguran gems and more on May 29th in the Return of the Ancients launch. Thanks for watching, and see you then.
Kind of cool stuff, honestly. Like, I feel like, you know, looking at these, like, almost everything seems like immediately useful for something, right? So, that's a pretty good job there, I think. I mean, okay, detonate living, I don't know about that, but, maybe. But yeah, seems like there's some cool stuff. This is not all of them, right? I think there's more. The bubble, yeah, what is it called? Fragments of the Past. Runic Reprieve. This one looks very good. Like, in general, blocking is pretty powerful. But in order to do this, you have to have a shield, and most builds just don't have a shield. So, I mean, with instant weapon swap, I guess technically you could do that anyway, right? But, most of the time you have like something else going on in your offhand, right? You have like some curse set up or whatever. So yeah, the runes. Was it this one here?
For a duration.
Fragment of the Past. Runic Reprieve. Eternal March. I mean, okay, I'm not really a minion player, so I don't know how good this is. Might be useful. But it seems like you're gonna spend a lot of Runic Ward. Runeforged Blades. This one seems very good. The Runeforged Blade seems kind of crazy. Do you know what level you can get it? Yeah, you get it, I guess, from Expedition now or something, right? Like, I don't know where exactly you get them. I guess you get them as part of Expedition now. Yeah. 16% Runic Ward regeneration rate. Do we know the basics of Runic Ward even? Like, how fast does it even regenerate? I don't know. Is there any other stuff? No, I've seen everything. Okay. Maybe they're gonna post like one more thing or something tomorrow. From the league mechanic, yeah, exactly. So we don't know, like, you know, how late you can expect these. So maybe you can get some of these gems already in the campaign, right? If you just do the league mechanic a bunch, maybe you're gonna get it. But I mean, nothing here seems like super crucial to like play for the campaign, so I'm probably gonna be mostly skipping league mechanic unless I feel like I need gear. And then we're gonna do it in endgame anyway, right? Copium ship. Just waiting for the Arcane Archer reveal now. Only. I'm a big fan of Mana Forged Arrows in PoE 1 and Mirage Archers. So I would like to see some stuff with that. That said, it's gonna be available early. I mean, the rune crafting itself, yeah, right? You get it like from the start of Act 1. But, you know, you're gonna get some shit runes and whatever, and then, I don't know, when you will actually get the first gem. And then, you know, there's probably like tiers of these gems, right? Like, they're like similar to normal skill gems, there's different types, I guess. Mirage, Woody. Yeah, let's see. I have played surprisingly a little bow in PoE 2 so far. So there'll definitely be time to do some bow action at some point. Actually, my first hardcore character was bow though. I did Arbiter on hardcore with bow. That was cool. With snipe. The old snipe. And what was the other thing? Stormcaller arrow. Stormcaller arrow and snipe. That was a fun build, man. That was really cool. You do have Mirage Archer as a spirit gem in a Deadeye node, but it's not the same. Yeah, exactly. You played Ice Shot and Snipe in 0.1. I was ahead of my time. I played Shaula 3 times so far. I was ahead of my time too, I guess. Snipe is stupid. I kind of liked it, actually. It was kind of... It felt very satisfying. Like, you know, once you learn the timing and stuff, and then you like the big pops with Barrage and Snipe, and it felt so good, actually, man. You know, when you actually do it right. You don't go Monk. I'm planning to do Merc, actually. Anyway, let's go for the rest of the patch notes here. There's more stuff to see. We played so much Bobos this season. Freeze, dodge, and wait for it to die. I haven't tried the Mirage Archers yet, actually. You can now use Orb of Chance on tablets. Amazing. Each empty tablet slot now contributes to the amount of random non-tablet spawned leak content in the area. This means that if all tablet slots are full, you will only see the leak content from the tablets you are using. The intent of this change is to make sure that you do not need to complete the Atlas tree for leaks you do not intend to run. Uh-huh. Okay, so leave the tablet slots empty, you get a bunch of random stuff. And then you put like, 3 times the same tablet and you get only expedition or something. I guess you generally want to stack it, right? You kind of want to juice up one thing at a time and not like have like 7 different things in one map necessarily, because the waystones are or the tablets are pretty important actually, right? They have like pretty big modifiers. So you like just stack it all together. Is the Sanctuary sit down on Twitch or just Discord? I think this is just a Discord thing, but I think they do post the patch notes after, so... Wouldn't it just be diluting your own loot? What do you mean? D4 season 14 better have some news? Yeah, we'll see. I guess they're gonna probably address a lot of the pain points and bugs and whatever. You want to sleep. Yeah, so Sanctuary sit down is in 3 hours, I think. Leak specific tablets no longer from non-map areas such as Simulacrum. Okay. Tablets can no longer be used on maps that cannot have extra content such as unique maps. Okay, lower the base chance for essences and spirits and shrines and strongboxes and circles and rogue exiles. Okay. I think the new Waystone tab is gonna be really comfy actually. The tablet tab. Monster rarity is a new start available that affects the chance of magic on rare monsters and the chance for additional modifiers on rare monsters. Interesting. Waystone modifier bonus have been updated and now provide more monster effectiveness, pack size, item rarity. Do we have a chart of like how much effectiveness actually scales everything? Do we have some numbers on this? Because I have no idea what to expect there. I just know that everyone was shitting out the vines in the temple. Yeah, it's quite impactful, but I mean, that doesn't really tell me anything. Can I see some numbers? Good night, New Frontier. Half the bonus to quantity of items chopped and experience gain provided by increased monster effectiveness. Okay. It's not going to mean anything to me anyway. I mean, it is here as part of the Waystone modifiers. And in the temple as well, right? So it's gonna be important. But I want to know, like, okay, how much more rewarding is a monster? Like, okay, first of all, how much tankier do you get or something, right? With the effectiveness. When it says, okay, plus 50% effectiveness, I guess it's like plus 50% damage and plus 50% health, but maybe not. Who knows? And then, okay, like how much does the effectiveness actually translate into rewards, right? Who knows? I didn't make like a build yet. But we're gonna try to do crossbow and grenades. Half the damage as extra buffs granted from the following shrines. Interesting. Why did they have the shrines? I guess because like they apply to the map bosses now, right? So if we give them like plus 300 extra, it's gonna be a bit wild. With the addition of more varied content on the Atlas map, the size of content indicators has been increased by 50%. Oh. I guess it's like the things, right? This map has 4 things. Okay. Is the meta now to build Druid for skills and then play other characters? Seems like everyone is doing that. Wait, what? What does a Druid have to do with that? No, do it, meow. It's gonna be good. Campaign replayability. Bad elements, the multiple campaign areas, so I tell you where to go if you know what to look for. Yeah, so I wonder how that's gonna work with all the clues that we're gonna find and stuff. It's gonna be like lots of stuff to find there. We moved to the second Dreadnought area. Okay. Area order actually has been somewhat rearranged. The waterways sites have been turned into pressure pads. Monster density in the second half of the campaign has been reduced, especially in interludes. Okay. I think this will actually cut back on the campaign time quite a bit. Bleed damage on players is no longer increased while the player is moving. Interesting. Tourist buff. Okay, I don't know anything about the strat of like playing a druid first and whatever, and then something else. I don't think this makes too much sense. The defense keyword is no longer in use. Existing use of word defense now explicitly refer to armor, evasion, and energy shield. Okay. Only a single each instance per resource can apply in the time. There's now a limit on the maximum amount of damage a hit can be considered to deal for leech. Hits that deal less than 40,000 total damage are unaffected. But if a hit will deal more than 40,000 total damage, it is treated as dealing only 40,000 damage per person of leech calculation. Oh. I have to read up on like how leech works again then. This means that extremely high damage hits stop improving leech past a certain point, but increasing your leech percentage will always increase the amount of resources you're gaining. What? So you actually want to stack more like percent leech, even if you don't want 40,000 damage. Yeah, I didn't really like how leech was working. The formula to a chance to deflect has been adjusted by better scaling of investment with a cap of 95% chance to deflect. I really don't like that deflect is capped. I think that should allow us to go 100% like suppression in PoE 1. Deflect is a lucky evade now. It's lame. 2 dice rolls to survive. Yeah. I mean, deflect is good for like general survival, for like blasting. But it doesn't help you against like bosses and stuff, because sometimes they just hit you and kill you and that's it. So I don't know, I don't like this. You know, obviously you shouldn't reach 100% evade, because it fully negates damage. But deflect doesn't do that. Deflect is just a 40% reduction, which makes up for the small life pool and no ES that you don't normally have on such a build. But then you do all this investment, you are even squishier, right? You have even less life because you invested so much into evasion and deflect. So you could die even more easily. Because sometimes they just go for the deflect and kill you. Like, what? It makes no sense, I think. It spell suppression at home, but kept at 95%. Yeah. Like, it's such a day and night difference when you have spell suppression, like at 95% or 100%. Like, this is basically how I have to imagine it, right? Like, think about making a Pier 1 character, and you go to 95% spell suppression instead of 100. Like, you would never do that, right? And this is basically the same with deflection. I mean, they can, like, if they feel like the deflection would be too crazy with 100%, they can also nerf it to 30% reduction instead of 40 or whatever, right? But, you know, it's still, like, such a difference when you play, like, an armor guy with, like, 4k life or 5k life or whatever, like, juiced up in endgame. And then, like, you know, armor applies elemental damage and a bit of chaos res. You're a fucking giga chat. Or you play, like, an ES build and you run around with, like, 15,000 ES, 12,000 ES, right? Nothing kills you. And then there's like the evasion builds where like you have like 2.5k life, maybe 3k on a good day. And then what? You know? Jokes on you, just went lucky suppressed and kept it at like 60. Yeah. Softcore struts. Does it mean you can't get one-shotted? Nah, I think the ward will still allow you to get one-shotted. I mean, that would be completely broken if, like, you know, one, like, little, like, 10 ward item just prevents you from getting one-shot, right? That would be completely stupid. That would break so many boss fights instantly and stuff. So it's certainly gonna just kill you when it gets expanded. Like he's a person in a 6 portal world. But you don't have 6 portals, right? You have like 1 attempt at bosses and so on. I'm playing hardcore this league. Yeah, later in the league I'll probably do hardcore, but not for the start. Okay, lots of new gems, lots of new uniques, but no info. Added 8 new idols that come exclusively from monsters possessed by Asmarian spirits. Shaula. Okay, they buffed the leech thing. Okay, whatever. Insert a breach now applies modifiers to random pickup range to the range of which flames that can be seen. Oh, this is kind of nice. Vitality, Cypher notable, now counts 20% of spell damage, Leech is life, previously 10. Yeah, I guess like Leech is probably overall nerfed, right? But then you have like stuff like this and to compensate. According to the Villager, you won't get one shot. Yeah, that seems way too broken. If you can't get one shot, unless they specifically code some boss mechanics to go through that, right? Like imagine there's like the Arbiter Wind or something like that, and you just don't get one shot, like what? And you have any ward? Like this is gonna completely trivialize everything, right? I'm pretty sure you'll get one shot straight for the runic ward. That makes no sense. They nerfed the flask thing here. Interesting. For Blood Mage. Chronomancer. Chronomancer are really good, I think. I wonder if we can actually do this thing here on the gemling. If we do gemling and we have lots of evasion, it might be good enough to not like lose the modes all the time. I guess it depends on how the modes are actually lost and gained. Because if you're like at full modes, you lose one of them, will you get that one back the next time? Or will it just like randomly roll one and refresh it? And it's not even the one that you lost. So I guess it remains to be seen. Essence of Virtue looks absolute shite. Yeah, I mean, if you have high enough evasion and you get your modes back every 2 seconds, like if it's exactly the one that you lost and you get it back, and then you lose one and you get it back, I think it should be kind of good. It's actually a relatively decent node, I think. Yeah. If you can roll one that I have still maxed and then give you nothing, basically, then it's gonna be kind of bad. But if it always gives you the one back that you lost, could be nice. Oof. Is this the one with the shield? Oof. Oof, okay. You take it either way, it's the alt qualities behind it. Or maybe you just don't go for alt quality, right? What else is there actually these days? +2 to level. Oof. This doesn't seem that crazy, to be honest. I guess you can combine it with auras and stuff like that and then get maybe enough out of it. This could be very interesting. Skills have 30% less cost, 40% reduced. That's actually so good. For each color of socketed support gems that is most numerous. So if you manage to like equalize them all, no crit, 30% less cost, and 40% less. The 40% less movement penalty is kind of sick, actually. I still have this here. For like attribute stacking if you want to do. I think gemling is like really nice and versatile still. Especially because of this. Like this and this, and it can make some pretty cool combos, I think. But yeah, that combo has to be powerful because it doesn't really offer you like strength by itself very much. +2 to quality. Okay, +2 to quality. You get 4%. And then it's like this note down here somewhere, right? Isn't there like some quality or something? Oh no, this is the... If you have at least 10 red support gems. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this one didn't work if you equalize all of the numbers, right? It says a majority, so only one of them can be active. But I think for this node, all of them can be active, right? As long as you have the same number of all of them. They removed quality from 3, okay. Tactician, Giga Chat. I should check out the Tactician. I haven't played a Tactician yet, so I guess it's time. But would Tactician make sense with a grenade build? What can we get? We get like the banners, so that's kind of nice. Giga Glory. So you can do like double banner or triple banner, just like put it all down on the boss and kapow, I guess. No. You have to immobilize. Pinned enemies cannot perform actions. And that is relatively good defense, I guess. And maybe you can get something out of the immobilize. Gain deflection equal to armor. Defend with 200% of armor. That's also kind of nice, I think. And this is totem stuff. So I guess it'll be something like that. And this, I guess. If you can make use of the immobilize. So you have like the Giga boss burst of banners. And also it's good for like breach and ritual and stuff like that. So all these stationary encounters basically. That's very nice. Or you would do this maybe. Video on the scalpel tool to change filter in-game. Wait, is that a thing now? Supporting fire is free in campaign. I have not tried this. This is actually good. But it's like a minion thing. Recruit until minions that take up positions behind you and they will wait in command and fire volleys. Minions on these skills have 1% increased area per 3% of attacks, have 1% increased damage by 1 of your strength. It doesn't really say what it does exactly. So do we try the supporting fire? I guess it might be worth trying at least. I guess you don't really care about this stuff in the campaign very much, so I guess you're just gonna take this. And then maybe you spec out of it later when you actually have a build. Right, so do this. So either this or this. I need to check what I can do with Immobilize, basically. But Pin is extremely easy to build compared to like something like Stun, but you're already gonna have Giga Stun anyway. And you potentially want to do Stun for the Armor Break. For the Kalguran gem that we saw. It's basically a screen, right? Roar, it's nuts in the campaign. Yeah, but how does it scale? So do you actually scale minion stuff then, or what? I don't really want to do that. Recruit artillery minions. Like, there's like no info about here, anything. So I don't know. I guess he's gonna go with our typical grenade stuff and see how it goes. We just click it and it deletes everything. Nice. Yeah, I know what it looks like. I remember seeing this when I previewed the Tactician, but I've never played with it, so I don't know. I guess I might log in later and do like a bit of a run. Just get to Act 2 real quick. We can try it, I guess. Just take the 50% reservation and aura stack. Yeah. So maybe for campaign, maybe you would just start this and then this. And then this. And then after campaign, we spec out of this. And we take one of these two paths, basically. So that's probably the strat. I kind of like this. We'll see if I want to do the immobilize thing. Why not Monk? I've played so much Monk, man. I'll probably play Monk later, but I kind of want to start something else right now. I've like 3 or 4 Monks I've played. So... My buff stacking tactician league start guide. From Rue 2. Okay. It's kind of crazy actually, what the fuck. This actually seems stronger than I thought, man. Damn. What the heck? What is he using? He's like a Mirage Archer dude. Is this a... Wait, what is his skill even? I don't think I might try this one. Huge weapon. Storm Blast Bolts.
Early game version of my build. Right now we're out of campaign. This is I'm
He's running Trinity, holy.
And even with my current gear,
Storm Blast Bolts.
all you need to do is right click Galvanic, and everything's gonna die. But like
Yeah, so Galvanic is what I wanted to do. Galvanic is on grenades most likely. But Tactician just seems kind of nice.
He's gonna die, right? Oh well, you're gonna take a lot of damage, I guess. And then he's gonna die.
And these bolts are kind of crazy.
Here, and one is to activate Trinity. We on this character, the monsters hit really, really hard when you have uncapped res. So sometimes you're gonna die, but the boss I can still do. So it's gonna be one.
Dude, what is this here?
Right?
Why is that random cat?
You hit your fragmentation rounds, right? It's
Anyway.
Cross use it right without having the But
Comet Frenzy, Eternal Rage, Trinity, Berserk. It's kind of crazy, man, to look at all these. He has 216 Spirit as well.
or if not, then you're going to degen while you're clearing, and it's not going to feel very, very good for you until you get Vitality later. Then you can turn it on while you're mapping, right? Elemental armaments, concentrated, or 1 and 2, I'm sorry. And Trinity.
He just tried this Mirage Archer thing.
Berserk is going to be set to 2. 1 and 2 is going to be.
I don't think I've tried it yet.
A whole entire XP. Boy damage, come damage. It does not matter.
Yeah, so it sounds good. I'll try the supporting fire, I guess, and see how this will go. Kinda wanted the grenades though. Let's see. Aura stack is peak. Yeah, they added so many crazy auras in the Val League. Like the Berserk thing alone and stuff like that is kind of crazy. So that alone just makes Tactician good, I guess. You just throw in all the auras. Which means you can't have that many like active skills. Because you have 9 skill slots, right? And you're probably gonna have like 5 or 6 like auras or something at some point with a bit of spirit stacking. So more spirit from that node, yeah. It's a bit like the old like monks, right? Okay, let's see this here. %, more reservation efficiency for companion skills and 20% less reservation efficiency for non-companion skills. Mm-hmm. I want to try Cluster Grenade, it blows up the whole screen. I tried Cluster Grenade back in 0.1 and it felt really weak. I would use it as like a support thing to like knock enemies away and stuff like that in rituals. I would like cast it sometimes in a ritual to just knock enemies away and stuff like that. I was not really convinced of Cluster Grenade, but maybe these days with the grenade launcher crossbow could be kind of crazy. He tried Tactician, it's too squishy for my taste. Armor evasion. Yeah, on Tactician it can get pretty tanky though, I think. You have this defend with 200% armor, kind of nice. 200% armor is kind of legit. And then also you get a bit of deflection for free. Aim and threshold. I think this node is pretty good. Take Iron Reflex and Glancing Blows. True, actually. If you go like full armor... Yeah, I guess you wear hybrid gear and then you can convert it with Iron Reflex. That's also an option. I tried Iron Reflexes actually back in 0.1 on my first Merc. But that was kind of a mistake back then. But Tactician didn't exist, so this might be even crazier now actually if you go Iron Reflexes to that. And then all you have to do is like build a bit of armor applies to Ellie. And Chaos Res, and you're chilling. I think it should be fine, actually. And then you have like kind of consistent 50 DR against almost all the hits, I guess, and then maybe a bit less against the really big stuff. And you just don't care about the max evade cap. Yeah, it should be fine. There's a super broken amulet mod I can roll now. Extra armor for my crit body armor. Yeah, for this I would have to get like a full armor chest, I guess, right? Wait, what happened to ES actually? Did they actually nerf it finally? It's a desecrated mod, okay. I have to check a little bit what it can roll. They nerfed it a lot. Recharge got cooked. Yeah, so I really like the, what is that thing called? The energy shield recharge, spirit gem. Where's the skills? Oh, I just realized that I actually took our Diablo 4 planner and put it into PoE 2 now. This is like almost exactly the layout that we made for D4. I just realized. Funny. Okay. Where's the skills? Here. What's the thing called? Spirit skills, okay, yeah. Convalescence, this one. Yeah, so were people like not using this, or were people generally already using it? I wonder. Speaking of like recharge got cooked and stuff. They were using it, okay. Yeah, I really like this one as well. I think this is a very good spirit gem. Like you walk into an abyss, you press this button, you're just like immortal for like 5 seconds, right? It's kind of good. And then you can even like add a second charge to it. So it's really good. You can something like Chrono. But do we still have the thing with like the chance to not get a cooldown? Turn off some light here. Control F recharge in the patch notes. I mean, I see some of the notes here already. 20% faster start instead of 40. Honestly, I think I should have nerfed the top end of how much ES you can reach. And not necessarily the recharge. I think the recharge is an okay mechanic, right? Like life builds have reach and they have the flasks. And ES has only the recharge. And that was the downside of ES, right? You get giga tanky, but then you have to play around the recharge. Where a life build, okay, just get it back if you didn't die already, right? And it just felt like the upside of ES was too high with just like how much you could tank. And they just need to bring down the top end numbers a little bit. I don't think that nerfing the recharge is really the way. I think it's way better than Identity have the biggest max hit. Yeah, I think it's okay that ES is the biggest max hit. It was just like way too much, right? Like you have like life builds at like 3k, 4k maybe if you try. And then you have ES like triple, right? Like that's not it. So if like, you know, top end ES builds are like at like 8k maybe, I would say, yeah, okay. Right, you still lose out on the ES and you lose out on armor and so on, right? But if that eventually like leads to, okay, you can take the biggest hit with ES, then yeah, sure. And gets a global multi on Eva and ES. Yeah, like martial artist is kinda cracked. They reduce the combo cap to 10. Yeah, but it's still very easy to get the ES charge going as martial artist. In fact, double combo generation. And then you just spend only 20 combo points, I think, right? Old recharge took 0 investment. I wouldn't really say that. I definitely picked up recharge nodes when I was playing ES builds. And there's some wheels that only have recharge related mods and you kind of want to take them. And even then you have like, you know, like a 2-3 second gap until it starts. And then you have to wait like a 2-3 seconds after that to actually get it back. But yeah, the thing is, if you had like a large enough ES pool and you were running around for like 8,000 or 10,000 ES, and then, okay, even if you lose like 5,000 of that, you're still tankier than the typical non-ES build, right? So it was very easy to be very tanky on ES builds for sure. But I feel like, you know, trying to not get hit for like, I don't know, 8 seconds in a row when you're like in a ritual or some shit is like just not happening, right? Unless you have some giga clear and like everything is frozen or something like that. So, you know, playing around, not getting hit for a few seconds is okay. So this is why I think that, you know, nerfing recharge is gonna feel really bad. Because it's gonna like slowly lose your ES and it's slowly getting chipped away, and at some point you just don't get it back and die. And that sounds kinda bad. On ES you're in danger at 10% ES. On evasion you're in danger at all times. Yeah. Faster start is still on a tree. Yeah, but they're definitely nerfing it a lot. Like look at this here. This is like halved. But yeah, we'll see. Seems kind of nice. Look at this here. Small passive skills are grown faster start of energy recharge now have values of 6% instead of 15, man. Holy. Small passive skills are granted energy shields recharge rate have been removed from passive skill tree and replaced by faster start at a lower value. That is crazy, dude. How are you gonna get your ice back? Like with all this stuff like Breach and Ritual and like even Expedition, right? Like, okay, you have like an open area for Expedition at least and not like trapped in a circle. But still, like, you know, there's like monsters spawning in all directions and jumping at you. Like, how are you gonna get the ES back? Subterfuge Mask got nerfed by half, so it's pretty big. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Subterfuge Mask was pretty OP, I think. Every ES build is forced to use Convalescence. Yeah, I mean, this is not such a bad thing. I think Convalescence is like an interesting skill to use. So forcing people to run it is okay. But it still seems rough, even with that, you know? Like a ritual sometimes lasts like half a minute or something. You can only use it once, you know? What are you gonna do? So, when there's like 5 bosses spawning to a ritual, and they spam you with like all kinds of shit, like you're not gonna dodge everything. Insta-kill before they touch you, solved. Yeah, great. Many skills which had no cost now cost 0 mana, meaning they can now gain additional costs. Nice. This is a buff. Welcome to PA2 ES. Life recovery from flasks also applies to energy shield. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you need some big flasks for that. It's not bad, but... Oof. It can be a solution, for sure. Dude, banners have no longer movement penalty during use. Yo, tactician's stonks are going up, actually. And they have a bigger radius. Holy. This combat nerf is kind of laughable, right? It's like minus 4% or something. Modifying cry shockwaves from a single shield wall cannot hit the same enemy multiple times. This was like the main combo for this, right? So this is like Detch now? Is that the nerf? Okay. Lightning arrow, multiple lightning beams are no longer able to chain to the same target. I guess this is especially when you combine it with the Stormcaller arrow, right? Not the Stormcaller, what's it called? The Rod. So it seems like a pretty big nerf here as well. Hi, Seb. It's a countdown to 0.5. I think it's like 26 hours or 28. Okay. Triggered moonbeams are no longer considered melee skills. Okay. I gotta say, the werewolf moon stuff and all that, the whole werewolf kit for druid was super fun. I played this in 0.4, that was cool. Seems like they didn't really nerf it or something so far. I found it pretty cool. Okay, I nerfed the pounds a little bit. But I guess that's expected. It was kind of insane. They made rolling slime faster. Okay, nerfed sniper a little bit in early game. But seems like unchanged otherwise. Spell totem can be used while moving. Interesting. But the melee totems cannot, I guess. Dude, Tempest spell can be ancestrally boosted. Holy. That is actually really good. Since you don't really cast it that often most of the time. And we can have 3 bells. Really? What the fuck? Dude, the nerf time of need, that's kind of funny. I think that's actually a nerf. And I didn't find it very good to begin with, I must say. But okay. You can't win with warriors, they beg for faster skills, you give it and they still complain. Wait, what are they complaining about? I think what the warriors are actually waiting for is access, right? Like, they're never gonna make maces significantly faster because you're gonna have access, you're gonna have swords. It's just that we don't have them yet. Yeah, Time of Need, I guess it was kind of comfy. It's like, okay, like it cleanses your ailments and I think even the curses and stuff, right? You can kind of be very careless. So it's kind of cool, but most of the time I never found myself very compelled to run it. But I guess with like the cooldown stuff, it was at least not useless. But now, like an 8-second thing, okay, you have some cooldown recovery rate. There's like the support for that, right? So maybe it's gonna be like every 6 seconds or so, or maybe every 5. Yeah. Was abused by Titan, okay. For what? You could get it to 100% reduced duration. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, obviously that, that shouldn't happen there. What I finally decided is a starter now. Yeah, I woke up this morning and realized I was dreaming about playing with grenades and crossbows, so I guess we're gonna do that. Monk or Riot. Maybe I'm gonna pivot to Monk, we'll see. What would I play in Monk though? I've kind of played everything on Monk already. But we can do some funny stuff. The crossbow combo point builder with bells. And then just hit the bells. That could be kind of fun. The crossbow combo Monk. Chauda caster. Yeah, I need to do that at some point. Like a chaos caster Chauda would be really good. Salvo support seems kind of crazy. It's a smooth brain way of learning the game. Yeah, take a Maxwell League Starter Guide and start blasting. Did they update defenses on D4? Nope. Rage can now support minion skills, that's funny. Okay, I know the plus level things. Okay, unique item changes, oh boy. This is the Arbiter boots, right? They were like so bad. Over encumbrance for 4 seconds when you dodge roll. Does it explain what it does? No. Cool. Just like bam, minus 50% faster start of energy shield recharge. Holy. Yeah, you have to play campaign in PoE 2 to level. Withered you inflict also increases fire damage taken. That's kind of cool actually from Black Flame. But they made it like the keystone now anyway, right? That's like, you have like the purple fire stuff. Igniting inflicts deals chaos damage instead of fire damage. That's kind of interesting with the Gravebind. So it's like, I guess especially important for group play, right? There was like this effect where all kills count as killed by you. So he was just like running around with your rarity. But now like in group play, like actually like the carry has to have the rarity now, right? You can't do this anymore. Did they buff the Arbiter chest? They're buffing the gloves and the boots. What about the chest? Oh, Soulmart gives you a spirit. So this basically means +1 totem, right? Scrolling like the end credits. Yeah. I mean, we are soon there, actually. There's not that much more there. I mean, like, I don't know every single item by heart, so those, like, some of the changes I don't really know exactly how much they will affect everything. But there's a lot of like interesting info still in the patch notes. It wasn't actually that bad to go through them after watching the announcements. Until you get to additional changes after bug fixes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. Ah, we can use Duas orbs on items. That's cool. Okay. All craft modifiers are now guaranteed, but items can only have one craft modifier at a time. Desecrated modifiers no longer count as crafted modifiers, but items are limited to one desecrated. Okay, so crafted means alloy, essence, And that's it, right? Greater and perfect currencies have been made somewhat rarer. Oh boy. With transportation and augmentation being made significantly rarer. Oh boy. Okay. Divine oaths are now more common. Okay, they made them more rare and nerfed them. Oh boy. Can now begin dropping in Act 4. Omen of Corruption can no longer be obtained. Oh. Yeah, this is big here. The corruption outcome and the sanctification thing. This is kind of huge for sure. So you first divine it, and then you send it. So you have a much better chance of getting a good outcome in the end, I think. Oh, more armor. And more evasion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting. You can sound a catalyst back. Okay, so I get +5 on two-handed. +5 on projectile. +4 on one-handed. Okay. Curse also nerfed. Look at that essence nerf to ES recharge. Energy hit is just dead. Yeah, it seems kind of rough. Armor Tactician Giga Chat time, I guess, after all. Perfect Essence of Battle is now +3 instead of 5. I mean, honestly, that's a good change. And you can only have one of these, right? So you have to choose either the +3 or the Onslaught or the prefix with extra. So I guess you would generally go for the +3 anyway, unless, yeah, maybe you don't care much about boss damage and you go for the Onslaught instead. And then just try to craft really good prefixes yourself. Tanktician. Yeah, I'll do Tactician, I think. I need to see how I do this actually, because you're not gonna have many skill slots. If you like stack all the fucking banners and berserk and whatever, there's not many skill slots left anymore. Just somehow make a setup where I don't have too many buttons. And with grenades and crossbows, it's very tempting to have many buttons. Oh, they buffed body runes. Crazy. And there's also the greater one, where it goes to 75. They buffed all the runes, actually. Who else excited to play new Gemling? I might swap over to Gemling if I find some cool stuff I want to do with the quality. Okay, all the stuff, whatever. Can get 2 maximum rage on Jewel now. Kinda cool. Oh my god. 16 to 90% increased energy shield recharge rate. Previously 41 to 45. Damn. You think of League starting Witch Hunter, swapping on to Gemling if something fun is found? I mean, it won't really be such a struggle to go through all the gems, I guess, and figure it out. It's just, you know, like, I guess you're still gonna have a bit of an idea of what you want to go for, right? And kind of just look for, like, some highlights. Mm-hmm. 35 in color is kind of crazy. Without investment. It says Essence monster packs are now affected by modifiers to pack size. But it doesn't necessarily mean you get more essences, right? It's just like more minions. Although there is like this new mod where the entire map is essences, right? So I guess in that case it should probably count. The biggest issue of PoE2 is when you hit endgame maps, you just get bored quickly. It doesn't feel like there's any chance you can push your build. Yeah, you should try SSF. That makes it exciting. Like in trade, like you can terrorize everything super easily, I guess. If you know a little bit what you're doing. But in SSF, that's not the case. You saw you Sennheiser, so I thought you'd follow. Nice. Yeah, I'll keep using it until it falls apart. And we're getting pretty close. Because this thing is like, I don't know, 12 years old. And there's no replacement for it, unfortunately. There's no more production of this thing. But it's nice. DM me. I don't want to upgrade, I just want to get the same one again. But it doesn't exist anymore. Oh, there's a keybind for dodge roll without a sprint. Interesting. Would I do this though? Nah. I kinda like the one button, I guess. Are you working for Sennheiser or what, Visual? Good visual clarity, load times, and performance on the Act 1 to 3 world maps. I wonder how well this is gonna go, actually. They've been so slow. That's also nice. Okay, you can get in touch on Discord if you want. Visual. I have the same name. Edit a top-down camera view for editing a highlight when using a controller. Interesting. Okay, a bunch of microtransactions, bug fixes. Oh boy. Crucible is locked in for crossbow. Are you also going like full grenades, or are you gonna do like galvanic or something else? Crucible. Okay, so this change actually means that I can't do a hollow palm and the new face breakers together under any circumstance, basically.